I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. You have Donald Trump attacking every prosecutor and every judge in the various cases where he's been criminally indicted or sued civilly. Over the past 24 hours, Donald Trump has continued this additional downward spiral. I mean, he already had devolved into pure madness and chaos, as if the depths of depravity cannot get any lower. It has. And I'll show you Donald Trump's attack on New York Attorney General Letitia James, Judge Tanya Chutkan, the federal judge in Washington, D.C., presiding over the criminal case there. Donald Trump attacking Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and others. And I want to not only show you Donald Trump's post to expose how dangerous, fascist, outrageous it is, but let's compare it to what President Joe Biden is posting at the same time. So as President Biden said, don't compare me to the Almighty, please. Compare me to the alternative. Let's do that right here. Donald Trump has posted the following. In the New York State Attorney General Letitia James case, I was targeted, given no jury, no extensions, no commercial division, no constitutional rights, no anything. The Democrat judge hates Trump with a passion. The thing I have is a great case based on phenomenal numbers that show a net worth of billions of dollars more than she viciously and falsely claimed. Very little debt, big cash, a powerful disclaimer clause, paid off loans, no defaults, happy, puts that in quotes, banks, great assets. I was defamed by New York State election interference, he states. And he's filed various federal cases also to try to block the New York Attorney General Letitia James civil case, where she's seeking at least $250 million in damages for his fraudulent financial valuations. And Trump is lashing out because New York Attorney General Letitia James filed a summary judgment motion. And rather than just saying, if you don't think that she has evidence, that wait for the judge to make a ruling and you can put forward your evidence to dispute the evidence put forward by New York Attorney General Letitia James. This is how Donald Trump responds in this despicable conduct, just attacking the judge, attacking the prosecutor, attacking here the New York Attorney General. So when he loses, he goes, oh, it was all a big conspiracy, wah, 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 and he acts like the whiny, petulant third grade fascist that he is. And New York Attorney General Letitia James explained in her summary judgment motion, asking for the court to basically make a ruling that there's no disputed facts, such that the only decision should be liability. Is here are the Trump properties. He claimed, for example, that his penthouse was 30,000 square feet. It's 10,000 square feet. So he attributed this valuation, but here's the correct valuation. Judge, no one can dispute the disparity in valuations. And so those were the arguments that she made. But rather than make arguments in court, Donald Trump goes this route and attacks New York Attorney General Letitia James. He's also posting video after video of her. I'm not going to show you the videos, but he's posted this video of her like 10 times because, again, this is the behavior of a maniac. This is the behavior of a lunatic. Here, Donald Trump reposts a press release calling for the impeachment of the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. So that's what he's spreading as well. So from New York Attorney General Letitia James, attacking the judge, Justice Arthur Engoron, then attacking Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. And next up, yeah, you probably guessed it, Federal Judge Tanya Chutkan, the judge who is presiding over the case brought by Special Counsel Jack Smith in Washington, D.C. for Trump's crimes relating to the 2020 election. And Donald Trump reposts from Mark Levin, who talks like that. And the message that Donald Trump is reposting is calling Judge Chutkan a Marxist and saying another judge from a Marxist family and that she is from Marxist revolutionaries is what Donald Trump is spreading. Just the hate to defame the judge and to lash out and to engage in stochastic terrorism. And here Donald Trump goes, but there is no system of justice or courts. Our court system is rigged against me. Look, as judges have repeatedly said, you're not putting forward evidence, not a scintilla of evidence to support your positions. You don't even show up at many of these cases, and you are too scared to show up. And so you've either plead the fifth, don't show up, run scared, or just completely lie. That's the MO that we've seen over and over again. But let's compare that to what President Biden is saying and posting just for a moment, shall we? President Biden writes, "Today, many salaried workers aren't guaranteed overtime pay unless they make under $35,568 a year. This week, my administration proposed a new rule to raise the threshold, extending overtime pay up to 3.4 million workers." Thank you, President Biden. That's a tangible thing. He's not going, deranged Jack Smith, and this person's a Marxist, and that person. No, he's just saying, here's what we're doing for the American people. President Biden posts, "The unemployment rate has been below 4% for 19 months, the longest stretch in over 50 years. President Biden posts, "It wasn't long ago that 20 million people were out of work due to the pandemic. The American people didn't give up. Today, we have the highest percentage of working age Americans with jobs in 20 years, the lowest inflation rate among all major economies, 13.5 million new jobs." And President Biden writes, "As we head into the Labor Day weekend, we ought to take a step back and take note of the fact that America is now in one of the strongest job creation periods in the history of our country." What is Donald Trump doing? Well, Donald Trump is posting, "Keep indicting your political opponent. It makes no difference for what or why. Keep him off the campaign trail and in the courthouse instead. Don't think of his rights, the Constitution, or liberty. Sit back and watch America crumble." And then he posts, it's a sponsored post, official gear of his mugshot on a t-shirt and a mug that says "Never Surrender." It's a photo of him surrendering in Fulton County, Georgia, which he's selling on his store to grift off his supporters. And then here, he's also putting out trading cards on his social media platform. "Trump mugshot collectible trading card, election interference, never surrender set." That's what Donald Trump is doing. What's President Biden doing? President Biden is posting the following. "Just this morning, we learned that the economy created 187,000 jobs last month. All told, we've added 13.5 million jobs to the American economy since I took office." President Biden writes, "We learned today that inflation over the last 3 months averaged 2.1%, the lowest level since before I took office. Families are still feeling the pinch, and there's more work to do, but these are signs our economic agenda is delivering." President Biden writes, "Following natural disasters like wildfires and historic floods, we can't just build back. We must build back stronger and more resilient. That's my administration's commitment." President Biden writes, "I had a great time meeting a future president at Elliott Hine Middle School this week." An incredible photo right there and video. And then President Biden posts, "You folks ever heard of a mirror responding to the big pharma lobby that is falsely attacking President Biden, where President Biden has an important initiative this week under the Inflation Reduction Act, whereby the government can negotiate to lower the prices for Medicare for a whole host of drugs, making medication more accessible and affordable." President Biden writes, "There's no reason why Americans should be forced to pay more than any developed nation for life-saving prescriptions. Big Pharma has filed 8 lawsuits and spent nearly $400 million last year to try to stop our progress. I'm not backing down." I mean, to me, you've got President Biden talking about tangible stuff. You got Donald Trump attacking prosecutors, just whining and whining. It's just, it gets old. It's just the whininess, just to shut up and be quiet. But we can't let that wear us down. We can't let fascism just make us, we have to be vigilant. We have to be vigilant, and we can't let our democracy be taken over by Trump, Trumpism, and MAGA. We have to make that commitment together. Have a great day. Check out MeidasTouch.com while you're at it, MeidasTouch.com. And wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast, and have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.